Merry Christmas, everyone, and welcome to WEEZCAST Plus. I'm your host, Aiden Morton, with co-host
Caleb Chassie
and co-host
Stephen Prinler
and special guest
Carolyn.
We just listened to Christmas with Weezer, the EP from Weezer that was originally, fun fact, made for a video game called Tap Tap and Tap Tap Revenge. It's like Guitar Hero on mobile. New information. This isn't our third take. Definitely. So yeah, with that being said, I guess we'll hop right in there. And I'm curious, actually, quick question for you, Carolyn. Have you ever listened to anything Weezer straight through? Like an album or EP?
Album? No.
I would assume you've probably heard a whole Weezer song straight through, but yeah, like an album or anything?
No.
So it's your first time, and it's a little different because it's their older style, so it's probably different than anything you have heard. But would you like to start us off with "We Wish You a Merry Christmas"? And
Sure.
Your thoughts on their take on it?
Okay. So I'll just say, it's my overall opinion. I really liked this song. I thought it was very fun to start things off. I really like the brave choice to include the verse about figgy pudding. That's my favorite part of that song, and a lot of the times they just dance around it and they sing something else. So I'm very glad that they decided to include that part because it's very funny. Because no one knows what figgy pudding is anymore.
Do you know what it is?
Not really. No.
Oh.
I think it's funny though.
I think Figgy's a brand name.
Really?
I think so. I could be wrong.
I thought it would be pudding made of figs.
That's what I kind
Yeah,
of
but
thought.
I used to
food
think
brand.
that,
Wait,
but
hold on.
then I don't know. Maybe it is.
Whatever it is, it's very funny and yes, good job. I liked there was like a little key change in there. I thought that was nice. Just a little making it a little bit different, a little bit fun. I liked the electric guitar. And now that you said that this was made for like a guitar game, it makes sense that the guitar is like good throughout the whole time. That's one of the things I noticed. Because you would be playing along in a video game. So it makes sense. It's good. I really liked this song.
Cool. Steven?
That fun fact that was so fun. You told us 3 times.
I didn't. It was only once.
Is well, we all learned it for the first time today.
Mm-hmm.
It makes a lot of sense. It makes sense of the album because otherwise, like, there's no reason for it to exist. But the first song, I just wrote, it's just Weezer singing "We Wish You a Merry Christmas." It's absolutely nothing unique or special about it. It's just.
Well, which is it? Is it Weezer singing Christmas, or is it not unique and special?
It's just the song, but it's like done by Weezer.
So it's better.
So it's like just the same as done by anyone else.
All right.
But because it was made for a game, it's like, oh, okay, that's why they did that. Okay.
I don't have much to say about it, but I did find something slightly unique. The fact that the solo was a bit different than your average Merry Christmas, Wish You a Merry Christmas solo. They added a little bit of ad-lib in there, which I liked. I also liked the intro to it.
Yeah. Absolutely. I have written super overdrive bass. The bass is really chunky in it, which I really like. Great Weezer vibes all the way. It's the best version of this song in existence, obviously, because it's a great song already, and then the best band ever doing it obviously just makes it better. And actually I have two about the solo differs from the melody, because a lot of the times in Weezer's older music especially, they just do a guitar solo that is, it's the same as the melody of the verse, and it's basically like a third verse, but they play the guitar instead of sing. And I was actually expecting that. I didn't even realize before listening to this any of the times that it was actually quite different, but what Caleb's saying about that, like the ad-lib on the guitar, it was pretty cool, which, again, I guess that would make it a lot more fun, like playing with your thumbs on that game. I'm hoping that's still available to download, because I would definitely download it and purchase.
Buy the Weezer pack.
Yeah. They had a Weezer pack on the old Guitar Hero game for iPod, and I bought it. So once in a while I bust out my old iPod from like 10 years ago. Just to...
No, you don't.
You said
I do.
You do?
I do, yeah.
You said the second one's called Reloaded.
I think it's Tap Tap Revenge.
Oh.
I don't know which one that it's on, but... yeah, and then also, like Carolyn said, the key change, I think that's nice too, that they shake it up, because a lot of times in a song, if the song's kind of like a longer song and they want to shake it up, they'll add a key change. The interesting thing is that the song's only like a minute and a half or something, or like, I think it's under 2 minutes for sure. So it's like they didn't have to go that hard. They didn't have to throw a key change in there, but they did, and it was great.
They wished us a Merry Christmas.
They did.
In more than one key.
Wow.
Next up is "O Come All Ye Faithful." Caleb, would you like to start off with that one?
Sure.
So enthusiastic.
Sure.
Okay, so I don't have much to say about any of this album. I have some, but not that much.
That's okay.
It was okay. I was fine with it. And the solo was pretty decent again.
Cool, Steven?
The only thing I wrote about this was it's weird because they're not Christian, and it's a Christian song about Christians, and it's like, oh, again, I was just wondering why they were doing this, but now that I know, it's like, okay, so it's for a game, but like, it's still just weird to listen to.
Yeah, like why did they choose these Christmas songs?
Yeah,
instead
like
of
they're
other ones?
all of the songs on this album are Christian songs except for the first one.
Yeah.
So I'm just like,
It's kind of neat that they did that.
It's odd.
I think. It means there's hope for Rivers.
I don't think it means that. I'm not saying there isn't. I'm just saying that's unrelated.
He already has declared that Christ is Lord. He just needs to accept it.
He has, technically, in the song, yeah.
Yeah. So he's part of the way there.
Interesting. I never thought of it that way. He declared it, just didn't believe it.
Two-step process.
Cool. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
All right, Carolyn, go ahead.
Some of my notes were I really liked the drum beat in this one. I thought it was nice. I said guitar solo, fire emoji. So I liked that. It was good. Yeah, I also made note of the biblical lyrics. I'm like, this is very strange, but good, but strange.
Cool. Yeah, the solo, and I think "O Come All Ye Faithful" had the best solo on this album, probably. I mean, I think every single song they added a solo in. Again, makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was very, very good. And Christmas songs are always like really fun songs to play because there's so much chord variancy in them. It's not just like 4 chords, boring. It's like there's usually a lot of crazy chords thrown in there and a lot of opportunity for the bass to really shine, which that's actually something that shines on every song on this EP is the bass guitar.
Almost as good as Pacific Daydream.
Almost. He kind of goes wild on the bass, so that's cool. And the calm chorus at the end, with just the steady bass staying on the one note, it sounded really, really nice. And then going the octave higher, it was a nice way to end the song, and a nice way to go right into "Oh Holy Night." Carolyn, you want to start us off with this one?
Yeah, I had the most to say about this one because it was the longest, so I had like the most time to write about it. I liked how like they varied it up by having like there be like a slower part and then it builds to like a heavier part and then it goes back to slow and then builds again. So I thought that was really good like instrumentally, but I wish that he had like kept up the energy with his voice. I said that I wished he yelled more in the song because I think that would have sounded really awesome. But it was still really good. Like the guitar in this was really good. I just wished that his voice matched the guitar, you know. Yeah.
Cool. Steven?
Interesting. I wrote that the drums are kind of a cool addition to the song because normally it's like a really slow, kind of boring song, and then in this one there's a drum beat which makes it more interesting. But Rivers, his voice doesn't really go with it. Like Carolyn said, I wasn't thinking I wish he was shouting. I was thinking I wish they had someone else sing it. But I guess if they did it in more of a heavier rock style, it would have been cool as well. I don't know, I didn't think of that.
His voice is pretty good in this one as well. Wasn't anything over the top. That's funny because I put that too. And the solo had nice ad-libbing again.
It did. I think, like, honestly, note to note, the beginning of the song sounds like every single other version of "Oh Holy Night" there is. It was very, very standard, but then picked up. Got a little bit more uppity. The bass went a little bit wild. It got a little crazy with the solo. I feel like, though, this song had the perfect opportunity for them to do what they did in the Enter Sandman cover and end the solo with the Buddy Holly riff. I think that would have been so good in there. It would have fit
I
so
thought
good.
about it.
Did you really?
Yeah,
So I'm not
Why?
alone in this.
because it's Weezer.
Yeah, but that's such a random thing to think.
For that one. I don't know, it just sounded like it should have been there.
Like,
Yeah.
you both thought that for that song.
Yeah. Did you really think it for that
I'm
one?
pretty sure it was either that one or the last one.
It wasn't the last one, I don't think. Alright, the first Noel. I'll start this one off. Then we'll go Carolyn, Steven, Caleb.
So you're the first?
Yeah. I'm the first, not the Noel though. This one's a little bit more energetic than you typically would hear for this song. That's all I have to say about it. It's pretty good.
Yeah. I said that this was the most mid song. It was just kind of you know. I wish there were like more harmonies. Like, I think it was just him singing. I couldn't tell. Like, if there were other people singing, they should have been singing louder so I could hear them harmonizing. Because the first Noel is a really good song to have nice harmonies on, and it just wasn't present. So I was a little disappointed about that. But he did hit some high notes, so good job. Those were some good notes that you hit. Good job.
Yay. At this point, I agree that this is probably the most mid song. It was like, I felt like they're not even trying at this point. They're just like, it's another song. Like, they weren't even trying to make this album sound Christmassy, which I get now that it was on a guitar playing app. They just want to have their guitar for it. But, like, they didn't add any bells or, like, anything to make it sound more Christmassy.
You're right, the White Album sounds more like a Christmas album. Because it has bells and that. Or no, yeah.
I don't know. I never thought of White as a Christmas album.
You need to listen to it again.
But this one certainly doesn't sound Christmassy. So, I don't know, it's just a weird vibe. How it's, like, Weezer rock style. Doesn't sound Christmassy, but they're doing Christmas songs. I don't know. That's how I was feeling that whole song.
Didn't sound bad.
Wow. All right, Hark the Herald Angels Sings. This is a very energetic song. Typically, and they keep it energetic. This song kind of continues the pattern that we're seeing of it being Christmas songs and it being Weezer doing them and it being amazing. Caleb?
Hark the Herald Angels Sing.
That's it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. I had more to say about it than you guys, and it's not even bad. I actually like this one. I think this is either the only song, or other than We Wish You a Merry Christmas, that actually could use a rock cover that's like actually kind of goes good with it, because it's a more upbeat, not a super Christmas like vibey song. It's just like do 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 do. So it's like making a rock version of it was actually nice and good. So I like that one.
Yeah, I really liked it too. I think I just really like upbeat songs. They're just so fun. And this song actually had some really good harmonies, like vocal harmonies, so I was very impressed with that. Just like the beat overall, the energy that they brought to it was great. They didn't feel like they were just being made to sing this song. It sounded like they actually wanted to sing this song, so it was good.
And then to finish it off, Silent Night. Song's got great bass. It's a solid finisher. It's a solid song. I feel like this song is one of the most, like, is it irreverent or reverent? Is that the... I don't
Reverent.
It's reverent. It's like one of the most reverent Christmas songs, I think. It's got like just such a Christmas feel to it that's like almost, it gives you that little magical feeling in your heart, the Christmas wonder. So I think it's a pretty solid way to end off the album. Caleb?
I agree. It was good.
Unbelievable. I've never heard you have this little to say about anything Weezer.
Well, that's because it's not even their songs.
Yeah, there's like nothing to say about it.
All right.
So
I had more to say about Teal.
I hated this one.
Interesting.
It's the worst version of this song that I've ever heard. It made me like angry. Yeah.
Aw. It's a nice way to end it.
Yeah, after the best one, then there's the worst one.
Steven just
Yikes.
wants it to be silent.
Yes. I would prefer that. Or just
Yeah.
like any other version of this song.
Yeah, I think this one was also my least favorite because it was slow and I don't like slow songs.
All my favorite songs are slow and sad.
Oh. Funny
Never mind.
Weezer, huh?
Uh-huh.
But I don't know, like it was just very, I wrote that it was very samesies the whole way. Like they didn't really like make any variation with dynamics changes. It was just kind of the same the whole way, and it kept like the guitar throughout the whole thing because it was a guitar game. But like I felt like if it wasn't a guitar game, it'd be nice if they like settled down on the guitar because it's supposed to be silent. I don't think a baby could sleep through this song. Honestly,
I couldn't sleep through it.
the only part I liked was the last line was kind of nice because I wasn't expecting them to repeat that particular line. I was like, oh, that's kind of different. But then it was over. So yeah.
Thank God it was over.
Well, we'll move into our final thoughts and our ratings. And I guess we'll move this way. We'll save best for last. Our special guest.
Super special.
Yes,
So special.
for this very
Like
special
all our guests.
Crimbus episode. So, overall thoughts. Honestly, really great song choices. It's short and sweet. Like, I think the album's runtime's only like 20 minutes or something like that. It's short and sweet. It's very well done. Very traditional, but with a fun Weezer twist. Very Blue Album vibes. And actually, while we were doing Christmas decorating yesterday, I put this on, and my dad actually enjoyed it.
Wow.
He asked who it was, and I said it's the greatest band that ever lived. And then he's like, oh, he knew it.
The greatest man that ever lived.
No.
The greatest man.
I get your Weezer reference, but yeah, so I give it a 4.6 out of 5. I would say
Wow.
it is almost a perfect Christmas album in my opinion. There's just a little bit, I don't know, there's a little bit of stuff here and there that I can't even remember the negative things that I had to say. I don't know if there were any. Because more of the negative stuff you had to say was like, okay, like I kind of get that with Silent Night, that it's slower and everything, but I think they do a pretty good job. So 4.6 out of 5. That's my rating. Caleb?
So it gives more of an older Christmas vibe of the music to it than like Sia, which is more pop and just not the type of Christmas music you want to hear.
It is the type of music I want to hear, actually.
Maybe you.
Don't
but,
tell
like,
him what he wants.
I would rather older Christmas songs.
Okay.
So that's why I like it more. I like the rock feeling. Gives it a different tone than you normally hear, so it's nice to hear something else. If Weezer did this again this year, I'd want to hear that. They could probably produce it much better and do a better job. And yeah, it wasn't too bad, not too long. I would give it, so if it was out of all of Weezer's work, it'd be a 2.5, but if it's a Christmas album, a 4.5.
Cool.
I'm confused.
It is a Christmas album. Like, I mean, he's talking about ranking it in how good it is compared to other Weezer albums. But if you're just rating this as a standalone album, yeah, 4.5. That's kind of how I was viewing it too.
I think this is the worst Weezer album that I've heard.
Worse than Summer?
It's... I don't know. I have to think about that. 'Cause
Wow.
It's really not very good. And it's also one of the worst Christmas albums I've ever heard. I didn't really enjoy it.
I'm censoring this.
Censorship. Let's just say, as a Christmas album, it didn't feel Christmassy. They did almost all Christian songs, and they're not Christian. So, like, it's just not, like, there's nothing really feel good about it. And, there was something else I was going to say. Forget what it was. Oh, yeah, Weezer is, like, one of their biggest things is their originality. Like, they write all their own music, and, like, they're unique, so they're, like, really cool in that way. So them just covering songs is, like, they have to do a really good job at covering the songs in order to make it worth listening to Weezer. But they just don't do a good job on this album. So, my album rating is a 1.5 out of 5.
Yikes.
Yeah,
So sad.
that might be my lowest one. I don't remember what I gave Summer.
That's not very Crimbus spirit of you.
Yeah.
What do you think, Carolyn?
I think you need to learn how to do a compliment sandwich where you say something nice at the beginning and the end, and then you put your criticisms in the middle.
Okay, let me try again. We Wish You a Merry Christmas was okay. The rest of it, kind of sucked, except for Hark the Herald Angels Sing was pretty good, too.
There you
followed
go.
the formula.
There you go.
How's
Okay,
that?
much better.
Also, 1.5 out of 5.
I thought it was is good. Yeah, they weren't like especially Christmassy, but they're all Christmas songs, so like I still get the Christmas vibes from it. The guitar, I wrote cool guitar. It makes sense because it was for a game. This makes so much more sense now. I really like all the upbeat songs, and I didn't really like the slow songs. That's just how I am. That's always going to be what it's like. So I thought it was good. So I liked about like 50% of the songs. So I'll give it like a 3 out of 5 overall. Yeah. If they just did all upbeat songs and funny songs, like the Figgy Pudding song, then it'd be like a 5 out of 5.
Need more figgy pudding.
Yeah, more Figgy Pudding.
Take note, Rivers.
Please. Yeah. Yeah.
No more aloe gobi.
Weezer
No.
reference.
Okay.
All right. Well, Merry Christmas once again, everybody. Thank you for tuning in for this episode of
WEEZCAST
Plus.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Bye.
Yes.
Bring us fuggy pudding.
See you in the next one.
Figgy pudding.
Yeah.
I said